Hi everyone!
Hello.
Welcome to our information session on SGPS 9500, the theory and practice of university teaching. My name is Dr. Karen Olsen. I am the Acting Associate Director of Graduate Education at the Teaching Support Center. I am one of the co-instructors for this course.
And I am Dr. Anstey. I am an e-learning and curriculum specialist at the Teaching Support Center, and I'm one of the co-instructors for this course. So I'm just going to share slides that we have prepared for the session to guide our orientation today. So thanks for joining us. In introducing ourselves, we also wanted to just articulate a bit about who we are and what has brought us to the course. So as we mentioned, our roles, as mentioned on the slide, I come from a background in anatomy and in education. I completed my PhD in the Faculty of Education at Queen's with a focus on curriculum theory, but come from a background of anatomy education as my disciplinary home.
Great. And I have a background in anthropology, so I did both my master's and PhD at Western in the anthropology department. I'm still a sessional instructor there, but Lauren and I will be teaching this course now for the second time together. This will be my fourth time teaching the course, and we are really excited to have a diverse group of graduate students from across campus engaging in this course with us.
Mm-hmm. You'll notice the little asterisks on the slide and a few more instructors. We have lots of topics that we cover throughout the term, and being in the Teaching Support Center, we have access to some really great expertise around some of those topic areas and some our colleagues and their area of work. So throughout the term and for different activities and assignments, we will be bringing those instructors in, which really complements beyond just Karen and I, and introduces you to a little bit more of the research that's conducted at the Teaching Support Center.
So when and where are we running this course? So it's going to be on Fridays, 9:30 to 12:30. We are in the FIM and nursing building. So it's one of our Walls Tech classrooms. So a really, really cool place to take a class. You can see a couple pictures there of what a Walls classroom looks like. They have separate pods for students with their own projectors, and we try to take advantage of that technology in the room so that you get that experience as well as practicing your teaching and participating as a student.
It really lends itself to active learning and team-based collaborative learning discussions. So that's really how we spend most of our face-to-face time. You'll notice that there is 1 hour online each week. This is a blended course in which some of the activities leading up to our face-to-face time together happen online, prepare you for that in-class experience, and really allow us to get to those discussions, those interactivities within the classroom space, because there's been some focus on pre-work or pre-assignments leading up to that discussion.
So what are you going to get out of this course? Well, these quotes that you see on the slide here in front of you are from students who have graduated from GS 9500, and we just wanted to share them with you to give you a little flavor of what you will gain from taking the course. One student said that their confidence overall was really increased. They felt that they were more effective as an instructor. So whether you're TAing in the future or if you're considering teaching your own course, this will help improve your confidence in your teaching. And we do introduce new and different theories, the best practices in teaching. And one student, that second quote there, talked a little about how this is really helpful for them to apply these different ideas to their own disciplines, to their own approaches, and feeling better about having that confidence and moving forward in their careers, to have this on their CV, to talk a little bit more about how they approach teaching and being able to communicate that either with course supervisors or in interviews for teaching positions. Mm-hmm. Two other quotes just to finish off this section. We do want you to know that there is a time commitment for this course. It is a graduate level course. So one of the students here said that although it was a huge time commitment, it was worth the time. So thinking about your workload for the semester, it can be a very valuable course for you, but you have to think about how it's going to fit into your overall schedule. And the way that we've designed the course has I'm running out of words.
Oh, has been designed in order to like recognize what sort of schedule you maintain as a graduate student. The online space and the way that we've structured those activities was an adjustment we made from years past, where we recognized that workload and wanted to go to a blended design so that we could help balance out all the things that you do as a graduate student. So although recognizing it is a formal course and it comes with that time commitment of a course load, that we recognize, all the other things that you do as a graduate student.
Thanks, Lauren.
So this is a bit of a laundry list of the various topics that are covered throughout the term. When we talk about course design and teaching and learning, we often talk about a triangle of learning outcomes matched with teaching and learning activities and matched with assessments. And so that triangle forms the basis of the main topics covered. So you'll notice, course design, assessment, active learning are the core elements of what we include as topics to cover. However, teaching philosophies and your development of an understanding of who you are as an instructor is a pretty major component of the course as well. And as I mentioned before, we have some instructors joining us from the Teaching Support Center whose area of expertise is in areas such as student diversity, globalization of learning, the ethics and scholarship of teaching and learning. So as well as integrated throughout to focus on evidence-based practices in teaching and learning, really get you familiarized with the knowledge base, not only teaching and learning at university in general, broadly speaking, but we really encourage you to be pursuing or checking out the literature in your own disciplinary area, because there's lots of scholarship particular to all the different disciplines on campus. Now this that you're looking at on the slide is a list of what do you need to do in order to be successful in this course. These are the major assignments as well as expectations around course completion. So it is expected that you be in class for those Friday sessions, as well as complete the online activities that happen in preparation for those times. One of the major assignments is micro-teaching. So what this is 3 opportunities throughout the course to be teaching a 10-minute mini lesson and to be getting feedback from your peers on teaching. It's a really great opportunity to be trying out new teaching activities and I guess personas or ways of being within the classroom space, within something of a test or safe environment, and get some feedback on that. The teaching philosophy statement is something that we draft, work on, get feedback on throughout the course, both from your peers as well as your instructors, to develop a statement that articulates your personal beliefs and attitudes towards teaching and learning. The theory to practice assignment is a group assignment that has both an online and an in-class component. So the online component is the preparation of an OWL lessons page that the remainder of your peers from the class use ahead of an in-class presentation that's about 15 to 20 minutes long. What this assignment allows you to do is pick a topic as a group that is of interest to you, that we haven't covered or dove into in depth throughout the other topic areas in the course. You get to explore the literature, consider what the connections are between, say, the theory to practice in the classroom, and then share that with your peers. Finally, the course design project is the production of a syllabus, a course syllabus that's all yours. You get to be creative, coming up with a course that you'd love to teach, and really draw on everything that you've learned from the course to put together a syllabus that represents course design and all of the critical elements and decisions that you've made as an instructor to make that course the best it could be in terms of everything you've learned and incorporated from the course.
Great. And I just wanted to add there that if you are working on or are considering working on the Western Certificate in University Teaching and Learning, which is a certificate we offer through the Teaching Support Center, many of the things that you do in our course count towards this certificate. So it fulfills the micro-teaching component. It also fulfills one of the written components, which is that course design project. And the teaching philosophy statement that you draft is a major part of the teaching dossier, which is also a requirement of the certificate. So that's something to keep in mind, that this course can really help you fulfill many of those components moving forward.
I'll also note too that the teaching philosophy statement is increasingly becoming a critical component of academic job applications, or not only of tenure-tracked positions, but of many other related roles. So having that statement is pretty valuable for your own professional development.
So what do you walk away with this course? We like to model learning outcomes because that's something that we ask you to do as you develop not only your mini lessons, but also your own syllabus. So we want students to walk away from this course having the ability to find research literature, cite it, reflect on it, that focuses on contemporary issues in university teaching and learning. We want you to feel comfortable facilitating active learning experiences, so really getting your students engaged in the classroom. You get opportunities to try that out in a few different ways in our course, and we want you to leave the program feeling like you can take that active learning experience to your own future teaching. We want you to be able to give constructive feedback to your peers, but also be open to feedback from your peers. So really being able to actively listen to feedback from other graduate students and facilitators in order to work on and improve your teaching abilities is something that is a key component of this course. We want you to be able to communicate teaching philosophy. So you are working on a written document, but being able to, in conversation, talk about why you approach teaching the way that you do, or how you bring in different methods, and why those methods are critical to student learning, is a really important piece, something that you can use moving forward when you apply for teaching positions. Being able to talk about how you would take on the challenge of student learning in that particular context is really important. And finally, we want you to be able to bring a scholarly view to teaching and learning. So really pulling on evidence in the research literature as a rationale for how you approach teaching is something that we want you to be able to take away from this course. So workload, we talked a little bit about this already, but we just wanted to highlight that there are 3 hours of in-class time per week. But there's also going to be that 1 hour online per week. And the way that we've set up the course is you will do the online activities in advance of that in class. So everything you do online feeds into what we do in class that same week. And outside of that sort of 4 hours of class time, there will be approximately 4 hours per week in terms of prep. So this could include readings. It could include preparing things like your mini lesson, or completing the draft of a teaching philosophy. So definitely keep in mind that you'll have to spend at least 4 hours per week preparing for class. And so we've come up with an approximation of about 100 hours. We do run for 12 weeks of this course, and we do run through the study break, which I don't think we mentioned earlier. So Western has introduced a study break the week of Thanksgiving in the fall. Graduate courses are not eligible for that break, so we are running through that break. So our final class, I believe, is December 1st.
That's right. Yeah, and I'll also mention too that the 1 hour online, the 4 hours of prep each week, those can be somewhat variable. We've, particularly with the online requirement, noticing that you do have some other prep work outside of that online engagement. We've really tried hard to ensure that those activities don't breach the 1 hour time commitment. And if anything, we try and work on aiming at about 45 minutes of online engagement. So just, again, being mindful of your time.
And we're getting close to the end here. The textbook for the course is How Learning Works. This will be available at the bookstore. The textbook is about $50. This is the only cost for the course. So otherwise, the course is free for graduate students to take. In some weeks, we will have additional articles that are assigned that sort of fall outside what's covered in the textbook readings.
And those are made available through the Western Library system. So we just wanted to reiterate some of what you may have already learned about our registration process. There is a TSC event calendar that has our course on that calendar that when you currently register, it places you on a wait list. So we ask that you do that and then complete and return a registration form that you will be able to download from that same event calendar page. That form can be submitted to us by email at gs9500@uwo.ca, or you could drop it by the Teaching Support Center as a hard copy. It's not a long form, but we do hope that you could, if you're looking to register for the course, complete these 2 activities by Sunday, August 13th, so that we can start to review and be in touch with everyone to let them know if they've been successful in being registered for the course or if they're waitlisted. We set up this registration process mainly because we do prioritize the course for PhD students, recognizing that we do have a relatively small enrollment of, on average, 25 students. So unfortunately, that means that not everyone who submits a registration form will be successful in registering for the course that year. However, we do maintain the wait list so that if there are dropouts from the course, that we then draw on that wait list. And this is a technology that we are trying out for the time being to see if it works for us and it works for you. Because our class is set up to be offered in that very new building, and there's always those announcements that come up at the beginning of the term. This is an app that allows you to basically sign up for text message reminders or little announcements from Karen and I. So if you're interested in receiving any updates, small updates through text, then go ahead, use this information to get registered with that platform. And but otherwise, we are available through email communication and
yeah. So the email address is gs9500@uwo.ca, yes. And that will come to both of us if you have any questions. Speaking of questions, we have a few of the top 5 questions that we have heard from graduate students who are interested in the course. So we thought we would finish off this little session by answering some of those questions for you.
So the first question, are postdocs and graduate students both eligible for the course?
So graduate students who are enrolled in good standing are eligible for the course. So this is a course offered through SGPS, so it is not open to postdocs. It is a course that goes on graduate student transcripts.
I believe you earlier that it's one of it's the only option.
It's the only teaching support center program for graduate students that's not open to postdocs, unfortunately.
So if you're a postdoc, we encourage you to check out the other events that we've got scheduled with the Teaching Support Center, certainly.
Yes, something like the Instructional Skills Workshop is something to Google through our center. So what happens if I need to miss a class?
Well, as we had mentioned, in-class participation is essential for participating in the course. That said, we recognize that there are things that come up, conferences that graduate students are expected to attend, even comprehensive exams that get scheduled throughout the term. And those are pretty critical elements that we do work to make accommodations around. That happens in conversation between you and Karen and I, that we can sort those things out. accommodations oftentimes look like making some sort of arrangement so that you're still engaging in the in-class components in some altered form, because what we do in class is pretty critical and important. I will note that there are some dates that are a little bit more important, I would say, than other dates, in that, for example, micro-teaching dates are an assignment day. It's almost like a test or an exam, in that it's a performance for the assignment completion of the course. So there will be dates within the course that are a little less flexible than others. So we would have to have that conversation. And of course, illnesses, sicknesses, we've managed those as they come up.
Sure.
The next question is, do I need to get approval from my graduate chair to take this course?
And that's a really good question. So if you are interested in taking this course and having it count towards your graduate degree as one of your courses, you do have to get permission from your graduate chair. There is an additional form that you can get from your graduate admin, who you would bring that form to us and we would sign it, and they would sign it, and then it counts officially towards your graduate program. Otherwise, it's always a good idea to talk to your degree supervisor or your graduate chair about the kinds of courses you're going to take. But otherwise, it's like any other teaching support center program where you are welcome to sign up and take the course. It is a pass-fail course that does show up on your transcripts. Whether or not it's counted as credit, that pass-fail will still be on your transcripts. So the next question, for someone who may not end up in a teaching position later on after grad school, would it still be worthwhile to take this course?
We thought this was a really great question that came from one of our online participants earlier today. And what we reflected on and spoke about then was the more general skills that come out of participation in this course. So Karen made an excellent point about communicating with others about a particular philosophy or attitude towards teaching and learning, but in general, academic engagement. The component, we put a heavy emphasis on peer feedback and both giving and receiving that feedback that I think goes with you in a variety of contexts, to be able to work with others, provide feedback on work, and to be open and receptive in working on adjusting work based on the feedback received.
So I would say absolutely, this course is worthwhile, whether or not you're going to move forward into a teaching position or some kind of academic related position or outside of academia altogether. The kinds of skills that you practice in this course will still be valuable either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of the questions.
Yeah. If you do have any other questions that have come to your own mind while watching this back over, feel free to email us gs9500 at uwo.ca. That goes to both Karen and I, so that we're able to address those questions as they come in. And otherwise, we look forward to reviewing your application, to meeting you this term.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.